How does everything? Hey, does everything sound fine? Yeah. Listen, you lot. Let me know if it desyncs, because this thing be desyncing like a mother trucker. But what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, YouTube? Is Bandwagonbam here, reacting to the Deadly Battle of Hackney, Borough at War. Hackney. I think Hackney is east. I think it's like east postcode, or e postcode, shall I say? Who's from Hackney? I think like the 98s and the ZTs are from Hackney. I could be wrong, but whose channel is this on? Is it on? Oh, it's on Kid Nerds' channel, isn't it? So we're gonna tune into this.
People all over the UK rush to
How's it sounding, gang?
with some of the best schools, social life and quality of living in London. Hackney really has something for everyone, with one of the most
No, do you know I hate the way they portray it, yeah, like London. Or yeah, London, yeah. Yes, there's nice parts of London. It's like, look, we just saw Canal. Americans gonna be like, oh look, they got water on their ends, bro. Like a canal type setting. But people get dashed in that water, bro. Like dead bodies get dashed in that water, bro. Or guns get discarded in the water, bro. Like
thriving nightlifes in London, located in Shoreditch and Dalston. A unique opportunity of inner city nature and wildlife in London Fields and the Hackney City Farm, while also having wonderful examples of art and culture with its several museums and street art, while also being home to a wide range of different cultures and social classes who live side by side with each other. All of this while being so close to the centre of the city. But in the background of all of this, there's a darker side to the borough, a side which is constantly getting covered up. Today we'll be getting into the history of Hackney and the deadly gang war that's plagued the borough for decades. Let's get into it.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, shout out Kid Nerd, yeah, because this guy, he's smart in the way he makes his content. Like it's kind of like a documentary.
Before I get into this video, guys, make sure to follow my Instagram in the description. I'm going to be doing a lot of giveaways on there soon, so make sure you don't miss out. Now, Hackney was very different in the past to how it is now. There wasn't much covering up what it was back in the day, which was a poverty-ridden area with a lot of crime. In the 1960s, Hackney was seen as the heart of East London, despite...
Yeah, because even when I cut through Hackney, yeah, my dad was just saying, I used to go party there, I used to go rave there. Like, yeah.
At its harsh poverty, the nightlife made it a very bright and exciting area. But in the background, residents lived in relative fear due to old school English gangsters who self-governed a lot of what was happening.
Wait, chat. Let me know in the comments here if you lot know about Bugsy Malone. Like, I'm not talking about the rapper, I'm talking about like the film and they shoot pies in it.
Around the borough. Probably one of the most famous examples being the Cray twins, who grew up in the slums of Hackney.
Swear down! The Cray twins from Hackney. I don't know about them like that, but I've just heard their name. Like their name's notorious. Man. Let me know if like you know about the Cray twins, the Cray twins, or if they're before your time. They're before my time, but I'm talking about like stories.
Grew up to be one of the most powerful and influential duos in the criminal underground around London. Decades after this, a new force started to emerge inside London, the Jamaican Yardies, and they were building up a big reputation for violence around London. Some of the first areas the Yardies were building their influence was inside Hackney and another area in London called Tottenham, and it wasn't long before gang members in Hackney and Tottenham started having issues between themselves. In the late 90s, back and forth issues mainly between the London Fields and Pembury areas of Hackney and the Broadwater Farm Estate in Tottenham.
So what? Hackney to north, well, east to north is just one road. Just bow straight there. Oh, this is a train line. I was about to say, what the hell? Because I drove from Hackney to North before and that felt long.
Escalated in a full-out war, which was one of the deadliest gang wars the UK had seen at the time. Thankfully, this feud ended up dying out after the younger generations didn't keep it alive. Instead, the younger generations in Hackney were more focused in petty feuds inside the borough. School fights between kids from London Fields and Clapton started being a cause for concern in Hackney. It started getting a bit more worrying when different areas and estates around the borough started picking sides. A couple kids from nearby estates estates in Holly Street and Balance Road in Homerton started teaming up with Clapton against London Fields. But at this time, it was just an innocent group of kids fighting each other outside of schools. Unfortunately, this all changed on June the 9th, 2003. A few days before, boys from London Fields and Holly Street had a group fight like they had been doing throughout the last few months. Holly Street were looking for revenge and decided to take this feud to the next.
Swear down, like, there's like, right there's like a beefing block. I've been on this road so much times. That's scary. I was in the trenches.
Boys from London Fields and Holly Street had a group fight like they had been doing throughout the last few months.
See, like me now, I turn onto a road called Holly Street, I'll be like, alright, it's calm. But if I turn onto like a road called like Dead Man's Walk, then I'll feel like you can get cracking on that road. But Holly Street seems calm, but no way.
Holly Street were looking for revenge and decided to take this feud to the next step. So on June the 9th, they drove to London Fields, which is no less than 2 minutes away from Holly Street, in 3 different cars loaded with a pistol and a shotgun. When they arrived, they spotted a group of kids playing outside the London Fields estate and immediately started shooting. 2 shots hit an 18-year-old called JD Brissett. Sadly,
yes, he's young, but when they said kids, I thought it was like talking about like 8 and 9-year-olds.
Killing him, starting a war which goes on till this day. This murder was all over the news and was labelled as the first ever postcode war death in London, and more was to come. Throughout the
that can't be right, because like according to my dad, like Bearman got dropped on the ends years ago. But maybe that wasn't because of postcode. That was more like gang beef, and gang beef ain't always because you're from that area. It can have 2 areas linked up, but this one is like, hey, you're from that postcode? Alright, cool. I'm banging on you now.
The rest of the 2000s, violence was erupting all over the borough, which divided Hackney into 2 sides, red side and blue side, with different estates picking
red side, blue side. So what the hell is this yellow side up here?
Different sides. Hackney's a small place as well, with it being the 4th smallest out of 32 boroughs in London, and with so many estates and gangs all over the borough, with most of the time only a street separating them. Violence was becoming an everyday occurrence, especially in the summers during school holidays. On one summer in 2008, a 16-year-old boy called Ahmed was with a group of his friends on the top floor of his housing estate in London Fields, when they spotted a group of boys riding bikes towards their building. Ahmed's friends scattered while the group was chasing them to the top of their building, but Ahmed lost his friends and got cornered by the gang, so he attempted to climb down the high-rise estate on the side of the building, which was his only escape. He ended up falling 60 feet to his death. A day before he was meant to receive his GCSE results, which he passed.
Nah, that is sad. You lot can't tell me that's not sad, bro. Like, he's literally trying to escape for his life and lost his life. Yo, that is crazy. So what? Would that go as like they murdered him or no? Because like they didn't touch him. They might have chased him, but they didn't touch him. I don't know how murders go. I don't know if it's like you are the core, like the lead, you are the cause of it, or do you have to physically touch someone?
9 subjects on. 10 days later, London Fields boys wanted revenge. So 6 boys from the London Fields area rode bicycles near an opposing area called Pembury and stabbed a 14-year-old boy who went by the name of Fester, just yards from his house, leaving him to die. The boys then proceeded to even slash Fester's 16-year-old sister in the face, who was with him.
What the hell? Donnie's 14. 14 is a kid. Like, I know there might be like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds watching this here, but and they might feel like, yeah, I'm a big man, but like a 14-year-old is a baby. That is crazy.
At the time, around the same time all of this mess was happening on the streets, a group of slightly older guys from London Fields was starting to pave the way for Hackney musically. A few early artists from the London Fields area, like Margs, Asco, Hypo and Tricky, made a rap group.
Oh, so Margs is from Hackney. Alright.
called Masstown. They were really making noise on the music scene in a time before big record deals for UK artists. But Masstown's early success really showcased to a lot of younger kids that there may be a chance of success outside of the streets. Younger kids from the London Fields area also tried their chance on music. One of these kids being someone who went by the name of Error Kid, who jumped on tracks with other younger members from London Fields. But sadly in 2009, his music career was cut short after he was attacked by members from the opposing areas of Holly Street and Hoxton, leaving him dead. More youngers from London Fields also...
See, all of this, I'm not going to know about. One, it's all the way in Hackney. I mean, like, right now, news travels because of social media. But in 2009, there wasn't social media like that, like, being covered. Like, right now, I'm only learning about this because of Kid Nerd. There's no Kid Nerd in 2009, bro. Literally.
started dropping music, calling themselves ROS or Ride Out Squad, and they were making a lot of noise on the scene in the early 2010s. Other artists throughout Hackney started gaining more notoriety as well. One of the first diss tracks to come out of Hackney was from a rapper in Homerton called Kemsey. He dropped a song called Balance Block, which was a big diss track to London Fields. A rapper called Rimsey from the Upper Clapton area also started dropping some big tracks with good production value, and he was looking like he was going to be the next big thing out of London. But while stuff was looking up for him on the music scene, unfortunately the streets of Hackney got the best of him. On January the 10th, Rimsey alongside two others were riding bicycles through Hackney, loaded with a revolver looking for any opposition gang members. An undercover police car spotted the group and started to pursue them, when Rimsey let off one shot into the unmarked police car before his gun jammed. The group cycled away, eventually ditching their bikes and making a run for it, but the trio were caught and Rimsey was sentenced to 11 years in jail.
Wait. So he busted a shot at the feds. He got 11 years, yeah? What did the others want? Why did the others go down? Like, overall, you don't know if the other two knew the other niggas got a revolver. They could just be hanging out and doing bike rides, bro, like a marathon. So the other two shouldn't go to jail, to be honest.
Another up-and-coming artist from an estate called Fellows Court in Hackney was starting to get his name out there on the scene when he dropped a tune called Trash Town, which was a direct diss track to London Fields. But sadly, just like Rimsey, he let the streets get the better of him. His name was Dubsy, and alongside three other friends from the...
Wait. Hey, chat. Do you know what I want to know? How can they blame all of the crime rate on UK drill music if, as you can see from like 2009, 2010, 11, 12 and that, they're already dissing each other, going back and forth, and they're still killing them? So why is it only now they're saying like, nah, it's because of you man's music now? Like, it's clearly not. It's been happening before.
Fellow Courts estate. They took a 5-minute trip from their estate to an opposing estate in Hackney called
that's
Hoxton,
mad.
when they spotted the 18-year-old called Marcel Adai, who was recently seen in a Hoxton music video. The group spotted him and ran him down until Marcel tripped up. After he fell, the group proceeded to hold him down and stab him 14 times, leaving him for dead. The worst thing about this is not too long before, Fellows Court and Hoxton used to be part of the same gang until civil disputes broke them apart. Dubsy would receive a life sentence for this, cutting his music career short. But one murder that affected a lot of especially younger people in Hackney happened on April the 23rd, 2013. A kid who just turned 16 that went by the name of D-Dot was travelling home on his bus from school, ready to celebrate his 16th birthday, when he passed a school called Highbury Grove. Another school kid who spotted D-Dot through the window boarded the bus, stabbed him and ran off. D-Dot collapsed, and sadly the next day he was pronounced dead. D-Dot started getting close to the London Fields gang.
Bro, wait. Listen, how are they letting knives come into school? Because in our school, yeah, there'd be like days where there's like stop and searches, like random. So like you can't even feel like comfortable enough to like bring a weapon into school unless you like park it off at the gate or park it off underneath a car or park it in a bush. But like having it in school and not being stopped to search or metal detectors, boy.
In his area, who are still feuding the nearby area of Pembury, who his 15-year-old attacker was.
No, you can't call self-defense on that. You can't call self-defense on that because One, you're not allowed to have a knife outside. Two, you're a kid, so that shouldn't even be in your mind. And three, like, you ran onto the boss. You wasn't on the boss, and then they ran up on the boss trying to get you, then you bored him. That's self-defense. But you came onto the boss. That's what they're going to be saying.
Due to the close proximity of all these
mad.
feuding areas, a lot of kids from different gangs would come into close contact with each other, resulting in even the simple task of going to and from school a constant risk. Even sending kids outside of Hackney was no longer safe, with Hackney being both in North and East London. Gangs from nearby boroughs like
Wait. Hackney is in two places. It's in North and East. So what block in Hackney is North?
and Tower Hamlets also started getting involved in Hackney politics, which was becoming an increasing problem. But stuff for a little while was looking up for Hackney. Due to the 2012 Summer Olympics taking place in London, the government used the Olympics as an excuse to clean up parts of East London,
I thought that was
which
North.
was lacking behind other parts of the city. The Olympics took place in Stratford, a town just outside of Hackney, which had its own issues with crime. But by the time the Olympics was beginning, Stratford and parts of Hackney look unrecognizable to its former state. Tower blocks were
no way they are the same roads and areas. London went into the future,
being taken down and replaced for modern apartments, and many low-income residents were being relocated to areas further away from the centre of London. And for a few years or so, the crime rate actually went down in Hackney, but this didn't last long. It would only take 2 years after the Olympics.
Look at 2022. That's over 12,500 crime incidents. That is mad.
Olympics for the crime rate to go back up. And not long after, sadly another life was lost to the feud. J-Dot was a straight A student from Homerton who came to the UK with his family from Congo, searching for a better life. But unfortunately, while residing in Hackney, he started getting involved in the streets from early. J-Dot and his two friends, Gashi and Sana, were around an hour away from London in a town called Swindon, where Sana said the trio were out selling drugs.
Oh, I know about this story. I know about this one.
In a county line operation. On January the 6th, 2015, the three were travelling back to London on the train. But what J-Dot and Gashi didn't know was that Sana was in communication with a 17-year-old London Fields member, letting him know that the three would be arriving at Hackney Central Station at 11 PM. When the three arrived, J-Dot and Gashi stepped out of the station, not knowing that their so-called friend Sana had set them up in a trap of multiple London Fields members packed with knives. Once they walked out the station, the three dispersed after being ambushed by the London Fields boys. Luckily, they managed to get away. Eventually,
damn, man said they got away. Because normally, like, maybe one gets away or maybe two, but never all of them. So they caught life, literally. Yo.
ending up in their area Homerton, but at this time they didn't put two and two together that their friend Sana had set them up. The London Fields members spent the next half an hour searching through the Hackney streets in an attempt to find both Gassy and Jade.
Oh, there's tapped. More time, like, if it's a confrontation, it'd be like, if I see you, then you're done. But for them to be chilling on their block for half an hour.
Sana managed to locate the pair and once again leak their whereabouts. This time they weren't as lucky. J-Dot was stabbed several times with a fatal stab wound to his heart. 4 people including Sana were arrested for this murder, where Sana even turned against the other 3 and testified against them.
Serve all of them right, man. Not the guys that got killed though, but like everyone that got bagged, bro. Like you can't, like, at the end of the day, you can't even call her a snitch. Because like you chose to bring a girl onto a glide, onto a hit. The girl's already lining up her friends that she's going up and down with. What makes her think she's not going to snitch on you? Yeah, that's mad.
They all got lengthy sentences. Around the same time as all of this happening, the UK drill scene started popularising in South London. Hackney as a whole was a bit late to the drill scene, but in 2018 the Borough started making their mark on the genre. A London Fields rapper named Lats blew up on the scene after dropping his hit single called The Truth. Another rapper coming out of the opposing area of Homerton was also making waves called KO, especially after dropping his Mad About Bars freestyle, which solidified him in the genre. But it was another Homerton rapper that really put on for Hackney after he dropped no doubt the biggest drill song to come out of the UK at the time. The rapper being someone who went by the name of Unknown T. Unknown T hadn't been rapping for too long, but when he dropped his single...
I remember reacting to this, you know. But I remember me and LCV reacted to it and I didn't like it. I hated the song. I was like, what is this? Because I was so used to hearing drill at that point in time in my life. I was like, if it's not like drill, like normal drill, I don't like it. And then after I listened to it like 2-3 times, I'm like, yo, this song's hard. But I've already done a reaction to it afterwards, innit? So like I couldn't even change my opinion on it.
Homerton B on August the 19th, 2018. The song grew to a point that the drill scene had not seen before, being the first UK drill song to chart in the official singles charts, which was a shock to a lot of people. After this drop, Unknown T was looking like he was gonna be the first drill artist to cross over to the mainstream. He secured a deal with the big music corporation Universal, and even performed alongside big Canadian rapper Drake at the OT. But there was one issue. Unknown T was under investigation for a New Year's murder in 2018, a murder which took place not long before he dropped his first big single. Basically, during the New Year's party Unknown T and other Homerton members attended, a 20-year-old man completely unrelated to Hackney's gang politics was stabbed to death after an altercation at the party. Unknown T alongside 3 others were arrested and charged for the murder. Another man part of the Homerton gang was also meant to be charged for the murder as well, called Sheg, but sadly him himself was also killed by London Fields members some months before. Unknown T managed to beat the murder case, claiming he wasn't involved in the fight, but his 2 co-defenders was not as lucky and ended up getting sentenced for the murder. Throughout the next few years, back and forth murders, shootings and stabbings have continued in the Borough, so much that I can't even cover everything on this video. One murder that was covered heavily on the news was the murder of a 29-year-old man called Joshua White on the 26th of April 2019. Just before this murder, a young member of the Stokey 16 gang who were allied with London Fields received threats from an older Stokey member who was in jail. The older member said that he wasn't putting in enough work for the gang and quoted that Theo needed to get somebody down or he would be de-recruited from the gang. So Theo alongside 2 other Stokey 16 members rode around in a stolen SUV looking for people around Homerton. When the group arrived at Frampton Park Road in E9, they spotted 29-year-old Joshua White, who used to have links to Homerton but was about to start a job as a train driver soon.
See, that's what I'm saying, like, being at the age 29, you're thinking, yeah, I made it, I left the roads alone, I ain't got no drama with no one, like, in your head, but obviously people's got their own revenge in their own head, so, like by rights, you can never rest, because, like, me getting to my age of 25 now, yeah, I don't need to be preying all of these little niggas in their face no more, bro. Like what's the point? I don't need to look at none of you. Like, I'm a big man. You can't approach me. I'm a big man. Unless you want a picture or something. But other than that, I'm not on your gang beef. So being 29, I can imagine. Like, he's probably thinking, yeah, 30 around the corner.
Theo alongside 2 others jumped out on Joshua White and chased him into a shop, stabbing him multiple times with a 2-foot sword, all in front of a young kid who fell to the ground while getting chased. Unfortunately, Joshua would die from his injuries, but the gang wasn't finished there. They jumped back in the SUV and searched for more people. They eventually found someone else they recognized, who was with his partner and young child at the time, but this didn't stop them and they proceeded to stab him multiple times. Not long after the second stabbing, police were notified about the attacks happening out of an SUV, so while the group was looking for more people, they ended up getting into a police chase where they crashed the car and dispersed.
These men are silly. These men, that's dumb. Like, so you've already done the drilling, killed my man, and you're still out. You're still out trying to stab more people. And then you go back in your car and you're still out again. you was really gonna get caught for the first one, and you go make it, and trying to go make it a hat trick.
All three attackers were caught. Around the same time as all of this happening, members of the Homerton and Holly Street gangs linked up and started calling themselves 98s. They started dropping music under the 98s name and instantly started gaining millions of views on their songs. But unfortunately, their success was not long-lived, with 4 of their biggest rappers on some serious charges looking at some serious time. Quite recently, 98s rapper DA, who had some big star potential, got sentenced to 28 years for a misidentification shooting.
28 years for misidentification shooting. So he shot the wrong person. That is mad.
98's rapper Billy Billions is also locked up right now
Yo, what the hell?
in relation to the same case, and if he's found guilty, he'll also be looking at a long stretch. Another 2 98's rappers called KO and Hitman are also
So wait, who's left? Who's left? Who is left? Is it just who's left in the 98s? No man, these men are crazy. Who's left?
currently on trial for a 2022 murder of a London Fields member called KB. On August the 13th of that year, KB was attending a children's birthday party in Walthamstow, East London, when he stepped out the party to go to his car. 2 men who police claim is KO and Hitman were waiting for him and fatally shot him. Not too long after, KO dropped a song called Laughing Stock, which was quickly building up a lot of attention after recent events, but it was building attention in all the wrong ways. The police monitored this song heavily, which had a lot of incriminating lyrics. One lyric even described how the same gun which was used to kill KB was also used to shoot KB's older brother previously, which was something the feds didn't know until they listened to the song. It was later found out by forensics that the same gun had been used in 7 different shootings before the murder. After heat from the song and other evidence.
Hey, chat, I thought niggas normally do drillings with like the weapon once and then to get rid of it and get a new thing. Man, there's several. So snitching at his finest. Hey, you man are mocking it.
KO and Hitman were both booked for the murder. Not too long before this, another up-and-coming rapper from the London Field side was also starting to look promising called Blacker, but once again his career was cut short after a shooting in 2020 with a submachine gun sprayed out of control, hitting several civilians outside a children's park. Blacker alongside a cab driver was sentenced to 35 years for the murder.
Hey, what the flip? What did the cab driver do? Like, the cab driver can snitch, cool. He's a snitch. He can snitch. But like at the end of the day, if the cab driver was like, he had a gun to my head, like saying drive, and I drove, you have to let him go now. Like, what the flip?
Unfortunately, it seems like this feud has no signs of stopping, with many lives lost throughout the small borough. It's kind of crazy that this is all happening within a place where a lot of people believe to be one of the best places to live in London. But this turf war, which escalated from a group of innocent school kids having fistfights more than 2 decades ago, has made life living hell for many residents growing up in the borough. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and stay safe.
YouTube ads.
Yo. Nah. Hey, chat, what did you think about that? What did you think about that? I said that man should join the army. But what did you man think about that? What did you man think about that? Personally, yeah, I'm thinking, what the hell? Because like at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, I do understand drilling. In a sense of like, if that person touched your brother in the terms of like stabbed your brother or tried to kill your brother or killed your brother, etc., then I do understand the get back. But like, as you just said, I older just said to the kids, you ain't done enough dirt, and now that's what turned them up to like, yeah, I want to go do some drillings. So what do you mean by that? I understand revenge. I do understand revenge. Like revenge is revenge, you know. Example, if somebody if somebody, like hypothetically speaking, if somebody tried to your mom, and now you kill them, you shouldn't go to prison for that, because that's like, that makes sense. But like, if you man are just beefing over nothing, because a lot of the times, yeah, the young G's don't know why the beef started and what they're beefing for. It's just like, oh yeah, it looks cool. It's not cool when you're sitting behind bars for like 20, 30 years, bro. It's not. So I'll say none of you get involved in that, bro. Just watch it from a monitor, bro, and let it play out, bro. Or watch a film, let it play out, and all you see, they end up dead or in jail. Nothing more, nothing less. But listen, you lot, tell me what you think about it yourself in the comments below, and we're out. Peace.
Back out, slap it out, short but I bang like Pacquiao. Man just ping it or ching it. If I ain't did it, I still bring back out. Kyle's probably hit squad baby, hit squad crazy, rip man's